The holographic message flickered to life in Cameron's dimly lit apartment, casting blue light across the worn furniture and military medals gathering dust on the shelf. He'd been expecting a routine supply order confirmation, not this. A small alien child materialized before him, no more than 6 Earth years old by his estimation. Her skin shimmered with a faint lavender hue, and her large amber eyes were filled with tears. 2 small antennae drooped from her head, trembling with distress. Please, please help, the child sobbed, her voice crackling through the hologram's imperfect transmission. He broke Mummy's legs. She can't walk. She can't. Cameron's heart stopped. His combat instincts, dormant for 3 years since he'd left the Interstellar Defense Corps, suddenly roared back to life. Where are you? He demanded, leaning forward. But the hologram was already dissolving. The connection lost. In its place, metadata flickered. Transmission source, Sector 7, Station Aurora, Residential Block 14, Unit Kadori Budlapan Ratasampa Pulatuju. Cameron was already moving. He grabbed his old tactical jacket, checked the charge on his pulse, weapon still licensed for emergency use, and headed for the door. 3 years of civilian life evaporated in seconds. A child was in danger. That was all that mattered. Luna huddled in the corner of the small closet, her mother's labored breathing the only sound besides her own racing heartbeat. She clutched the holographic communicator to her chest, the device her mother had shoved into her hands mere minutes ago. Sent to anyone, her mother Elara had gasped. The emergency ... channel ... Luna had tried. She'd activated the device with shaking hands, recorded her desperate plea, and sent it blindly into the network. She didn't know if anyone had received it. She didn't know if help was coming. Outside the closet, she could hear him, Vortak, her mother's former business partner. The Craxian's heavy footsteps echoed through their small apartment as he searched for them. His gravelly voice boomed. You can't hide forever. Give me the access codes, and I'll leave you alone. Refuse, and the child suffers too. Luna pressed her small hands over her mouth, trying not to make a sound. Her mother had warned her about Vortak before, told her never to trust him, never to be alone with him. But tonight, he'd shown up with violence in his eyes, demanding access to their family's trade routes and resource claims. When Elara refused, he'd struck her. Luna had watched in horror as her mother fell, her legs twisted at unnatural angles beneath her. The Craxian's strength was legendary, and he'd used it without mercy. Cameron's transit pod screamed through the night sky, pushing the speed limits as he navigated toward Station Aurora. The station was a mixed settlement, humans, Vorlithi, Craxians, and dozens of other species coexisting in the neutral trade hub. That also meant local security was spread thin. He couldn't wait for them. His military comlink crackled to life. Cameron Reed, this is station security. We've detected your trajectory. State your business. Emergency response. Cameron replied curtly. Child in distress. Residential Block 14. There was a pause. We have no distress calls from that sector. And you will in about 5 minutes. Read out. He cut the connection. Red tape could follow later. Right now, somewhere on that station, a terrified child needed him. The hologram replayed in his mind. Those amber eyes, that desperate voice, the way the small alien had clutched something just off camera, probably her mother's hand. He broke Mummy's legs. Cameron's jaw tightened. Whoever he was, he'd made a fatal mistake tonight. Unit 2847's door wasn't built for military-grade breaching, but Cameron's boot made short work of the lock. He swept inside, weapon raised, eyes scanning. The apartment was small but well-kept, or had been. Now furniture was overturned, belongings scattered, and in the center of the room stood a massive Craxian, easily 8 feet tall, his scaled hide the color of old stone. Vortok turned, surprised. Who? Step away from the closet, Cameron ordered, his voice flat and cold. The tone of a man who'd ended threats before and wouldn't hesitate to do it again. The Craxian's eyes narrowed. This is not your concern. Human, this is a private dispute. The child made it my concern. Cameron's weapon didn't waver. Last chance. Walk away, Vortak laughed, a sound like grinding rocks. One human veteran with a pulse pistol. I've killed tougher things for breakfast. Then you haven't met many veterans. The Craxian charged. Cameron didn't flinch. 3 years removed from active duty or not, some skills never faded. He sidestepped, fired twice precision shots to the Craxian's knee joints, the weak points in their armor-like skin. Vortak roared and stumbled. Before the alien could recover, Cameron was on him. A neural disruptor from his belt, non-lethal but effective, pressed against Vortak's neck. The Craxian convulsed once and collapsed unconscious. Cameron secured him with mag restraints, then turned to the closet. It's safe now, he called gently. My name is Cameron. I got your message. Slowly, the door opened. The same small alien from the hologram peered out, her amber eyes wide with shock and hope. Behind her, slumped against the wall, was an adult female Luna's mother, her legs clearly broken, her face pale with pain but alive. You came, Luna whispered in disbelief. Cameron knelt to their level, holstering his weapon. Of course I came. You asked for help. Luna's eyes filled with tears again, but this time, they were tears of relief. She threw her small arms around Cameron's neck. Thank you, she sobbed. Thank you, thank you. Cameron held the child carefully, one hand already activating his cum. This is Cameron Reed. I need medical transport to residential block 14. Unit ke-2847. Two civilians injured. One hostile, subdued. Expedite. As station security and medical teams rushed in minutes later, Luna wouldn't let go of Cameron's hand. Alara, being carefully loaded onto a stretcher, managed a weak smile. You saved us, she whispered. Cameron squeezed Luna's hand gently. That's what soldiers do. We come when called. Later, as Luna rode with her mother to the medical center, she looked back at the scarred human veterans standing in the doorway of their broken home. She'd sent her message blindly into the void, hoping anyone would answer, but the universe had sent her exactly who she needed, a protector, a warrior, a hero. Someone who, when a child cried for help, simply said, I'm coming, and meant it.